Glenn-san, good morning to you.
Hi, good morning.
Thank you for last week. You gave us so much your story of hard work and how to collect money, fundraise money for the Fukushima farmers over there. This is amazing story. And gee, only 30 minutes not enough to finish your story. But today we have another 30 minutes. Um, I was wondering if you can tell us about how your great grandparents or your grandparents came from Hiroshima to the United States and how your family history, if
Um,
possible.
uh, I, I feel really bad. I don't know a real lot about my family history. I know my grandfather, on my father's side, immigrated from Hiroshima, a little town Itskaichi out of uh, Hiroshima, probably in the early 1900s, around 1910. Uh,
Oh,
and he worked as a farm laborer over here. After my father was born in Dinuba, up in Central California.
mm-hmm.
And yeah, I was born 1920, 1921, I think it was. Uh, when he turned around 18, he began farming with his father. And right about that time, the World War II broke out. And they were on the West Coast here. Uh, Fortunately, he didn't have to go to a relocation camp, concentration camp, but because he had friends in Utah. And so with a letter of, I guess, the letter of recommendation, my father and grandfather were able to relocate to Utah without being interned. That's where I met my mother. She was a farm family up there, Yamashita. And so they married there. And after my sister was born in 1944, 1945, I think it was, they
End of the
returned,
war, yes.
yeah, after the war, uh, they returned to the West Coast. I was born in Huntington Beach, California.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah. So,
Surfing boy.
yeah. So I grew up in Huntington Beach, went to Fountain Valley High School, and began farming with my father in Radcliffe College. And so uh, we farmed strawberries and tomatoes, and I wanted to be a big farmer. As I said earlier, it took me about 8 years. So by the mid 1980s, 86, 87, we had a couple of bad years in a row and couldn't get more money from the bank. We had to downsize. After my son was born, and boy, it was a real struggle in the late 80s and all through the 90s. It was a real struggle for us. If
Really?
you try to run a business off of credit cards, I had a stack of credit cards this thick. It was very difficult. My wife was doing farm tours actually for our son's preschool, and they really enjoyed it. And so a year after that, more schools came out. And my wife was busy doing these tours. It was community service. We charged a few dollars just for the pumpkins and things that they would pick. And of course, the farm was still having a tough time. And by the time we moved to our new piece of property in Irvine in 1998, we had a pretty good following of these schools, and we're still having a tough time. And so we thought, gosh, well, we have to try to earn a living. So we added a wagon ride and a petting zoo, and we wound up, schools just loved it, and we started charging a little bit more. And by 2001, we probably had 100, 150 schools that were coming out to the farm, and it was great. We actually were starting to turn a profit now. And so
Wow.
we expanded it to our main crop, which is strawberries. And in springtime, we offered strawberry tours to these schools. And it was just fantastic. They really loved the hands-on experience coming out to the farm, seeing how crops are grown, getting their hands dirty, and actually eating strawberries off the vine. Uh, the students enjoyed it, but more importantly, the parents enjoyed it because with the school children, a lot of the parents would come out with a field trip, and they just had a wonderful time. Teachers loved it; they kept coming back,
Hmm.
and we started expanding to weekends also because the parents wanted to come back with the rest of their family on the weekends. And so by the mid 2000s, 2005, 2006, uh, our weekend tours, our school tours, it was what was really subsidizing the farm itself. And so we quit all our wholesaling, and we were doing all direct retail, our produce stand, our CSA program, where we're delivering produce to families and schools, and then our school tours. That was what's really supporting the farm. It wasn't so much feeding the farm, feeding families, but it was educating and entertaining families.
Yes, yes. You get to know so many people in community too.
Yes, yes.
So
So
you don't do a wholesale anymore, huh?
no wholesale. So
I see.
all direct retail, all direct retail. And
I see.
what's been real fortunate about that, working with the public, and it's what's really nice now is the immediate gratification. I can see children eating strawberries off the vine with a big smile on their face, and boy, it really makes me feel good. I hear children talking about how they should buy more produce now, buy carrots or buy celery that they tasted from the field, and so hopefully they're eating healthier. Parents see that their children eat produce and vegetables and fruits, and so hopefully they buy more good, healthy things for the children.
You know, grandson, after I hear what you were just telling me, I have an idea. If you can have a small restaurant there, pick up the fruit, the fruits, the vegetable from, and I know you have a chicken farm too, right?
We have a few chickens there, yes.
Right, and eggs, everything. You can make a simple food. Even little kids, they can make cookie by themselves, and that would be so much fun. I'm looking forward to that if you have a small restaurant in your farm.
We're actually working on that. Yes,
really.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that.
We have some very creative people that are helping us on the farm now.
Yes,
actually,
yes.
We have a gal. She's a vegan, and she's really does a lot of recipes. She has her own cookbooks that she's put out, Joni Newman, and so it's really working out. We have some fantastic people that help on the farm. We have a lot of friends that come out and work on the farm, and that's what gives us. If you read a lot of our Yelp reviews, our reviews, they comment how wonderful their staff is, how helpful and how friendly, and that's because our staff they really come out and enjoy working on the farm, and they do it because they're our friends, and they really put their heart into what they do here, and it really shows. So I'm very grateful to our staff that comes out and helps on the farm.
Yes, so your farm is somehow different from other farms, right?
With the community that comes out, we're so fortunate with what we do. We're actually able to do a lot in the community. We do a lot in the Japanese American community. I'm heavily involved with the Orange County Buddhist Church, which is my mother and father's church that used to
Oh, is that
go
right?
to. The Orange Coast Optimist Club that I'm involved with is a heavily Japanese American organization. We're fortunate to be able to work with Little Tokyo and the different organizations that are in Little Tokyo there. So actually, when the pandemic hit and closed a lot of businesses down and suffered, we were so fortunate. I saw a lot of the faces from the Japanese American community coming to support the farm, and really made me feel good that people came from far away to really support the farm because they know we were having such a tough time. When the pandemic hit, the schools closed down, so we lost all of our school tours. And our weekend business was suffering because people couldn't go out, but our produce stand remained open. We changed to a drive-through produce stand, so people didn't have to get out of their car. And the community, not just the Japanese American community, but the entire local community came out to support the farm. And we actually made up the difference from the business we lost from the schools. We actually maintained our business status, and actually we did very well. So very thankful for the community, and I think that comes from what we've done in the community in the past. So very great. Very good.
Well, you have been doing more than 20 years in that place right now, and look at how much effort you have been putting into the community and school and everybody. And eventually, at that time, when those little kids, now they're 20 some years old, 24, 25, they have their own children. and
Yes,
they
we
can
have
bring
many of
their
those
children.
farms.
Yes, they bring children. Again, this is who when mom and dad was a little, grandma took us to this Tanaka Farms. So it, you know, generation after generation, just like your business. What a beautiful story.
How important our ag education to the schools are. About 10 years ago, when the economy was, we hit that bad point in the economy, we thought we would lose a lot of our school business because the economy was so bad. But the schools actually dropped all of their other field trips, but they kept coming to the farm because they thought it was very, very important. The children get the hands-on experience and getting to see where the food came from. And so that time 10 years ago, we were very fortunate then also where many businesses suffered, our business maintained because the schools felt, the teachers thought it was still important for the children to come to the farm. So again, very grateful for the community support there.
Grace-san, I had the chance to visit your farm a couple weeks ago, and gee, I don't remember when was my last visit, but that was must be a long time ago. But every time when I go to your farm, visit, always have a fresh thought and memory too. And this time I noticed that you have a sugar cane. I was amazed to see the sugar cane. And I don't know how you process those things. And kind of curious. And some other exotic fruits and vegetable. So maybe after commercial, you can tell us. I was born in Taiwan until I was low teen. And I remember the sugar cane, the vendors on the street, they used to kind of long and kind of sharp knife and they cut the tough skin and they break it and then we just chew on it. Yes, and then you suck that the sweet juice. And so when I saw that sugar cane, I said, "Oh my God! I would never dream I can see the sugar cane in the United States in Orange County." But after commercial, I would like to ask you, how do you plant those things and how do you educate the people how to eat those? Thank you so much. Hi, Glenn-san. Before commercial, I was talking about the sugar cane. What make you feel you want to plant those sugar canes? Even in Japan or even in Taiwan or Okinawa, I don't think too many people see the real sugar cane. And I was very amazed.
Well, our thing at the farm is educating the public. And so we'd like to grow some different things.
I see.
Sugarcane was actually more for decoration because how tall it grew. When we take our wagon ride around the farm, it's nice to have some different things like that. So it started as a decoration, but we go through and harvest it, and then we take a sharp knife to cut off the outer skin of it, and then we give it to our customers to try. So they use sugar cane.
Wow.
It's not really economical to grow as far as making money off of it.
Is that
it's
right?
an educational piece, yeah.
So hard to grow, huh?
Actually, it's fairly easy. You can take a piece of sugar cane actually and put it in the ground, and it will actually grow again. So it's easy to grow. It's some maintenance you have to take care of, but again, it's great for decoration. It's nice and green at times.
I see, and education too. I thought, well, Tanaka-san is going to make a sugar factory, produce a sugar there.
We grow some bananas. People are amazed.
Oh, that's right. I saw banana too.
Yeah. Again, it's not really economically feasible to grow, but it's good to, people don't know how the bananas hang down from the tree. They don't know it takes about 1.5 years from the flower to make the bananas. So again, it's an educational process for them.
I saw there's still plenty of land there, and besides the strawberry, and I saw the kale, the vegetable.
Yes.
And some others, but still a lot of plenty land there and the kind of mottainai. I was wondering, do you have any other idea of what you try to plant there?
Actually, so all the ground we have, we lease from the city of Irvine. We don't own the property.
Oh.
So the property is deemed open space. And there's actually a lot of land that we would like to farm there, but they won't allow us to farm it because it's supposed to be untouched over there. So actually the 30 acres that we grow on is actually not enough. We would like to have more there. We actually rented another piece of property near, you talked about like where Costco was, used to be a farmland.
Yes.
A friend of mine, Tanaka Farms, used to own some of that property, and we're actually starting to lease property from them. And we're going to grow some flowers there to create a unique
Wow.
flowers. So that's real exciting for us, something new. Again, people want to get out in the open and be outside, and they want to be able to touch and feel and see where it's grown. So it's 30 acres, we're going to grow flowers, sunflowers and zinnias, and let people come out and pick their own flowers.
Yeah, that's true, huh? Besides the food, vegetables and fruits, next is the flower. Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah, so it's getting away from produce and things that are eating, but
Right.
people like that.
So Tanaka-san, the Tanaka Farm, that land, the one we can tour. Again, like I said, there's still plenty there, and is that all owned by Irvine Company? We know that, but you had to sign the contract, say, hey, I want the extra 10 acre, 20 acre, like that? Is that how
Yes,
it goes?
yes,
Oh, I thought those are all yours. Just to let it sit there, don't do anything. I said, kind of mottainai ne.
No, if I own the property, I don't think I would be a farmer.
Uh,
But the city of Irvine owns the property, so we've been leasing from the city.
I see. Well, I hope people in the community, Orange County, everybody supports you. By the way, how many farmers like you doing this kind of farming business style?
Not too many. It's I think it's more popular back east in the Midwest.
Oh,
You see a
really?
lot of farmers that do tours and tourism, especially during pumpkin patch time. Northern California seems to have a lot of that type of activity. Here in Southern California, not too many. San Fernando Valley, I know there's gosh, I can't remember their name. It's a large farm tourism. Here in Southern California, I know in San Juan Capistrano, there's the Ecology Center. They just opened up 30 acres of open their farm up to the public also. So there's a few of us, and I think in these highly urban areas, it's a real benefit to the community when farms do open up themselves to the public like that, because they get to see how their food is grown. It's part of education.
Right. And also, I think another headache for farmers, water.
Oh yes, water is a really
And
difficult
we
thing.
are always short of water in Southern California. Gee, I wonder how you manage it.
Actually, on our farm here in Irvine, we use the reclaimed water.
Oh,
The Irvine
really?
Water District has the best reclaimed water in the country. They say you can drink it, but you don't. But so we're using reclaimed water that they strictly use for agriculture and landscaping.
Yes, I know the Irvine Water District is very, very cooperative with the community. They do a
Yes,
lot of things for the community.
yes. So they
That's
set
good.
pipes to that water, and it's we're really fortunate to have it, because otherwise the water would be very hard to come by. Yes.
I bet, I bet. And also, I know that Central California has a lot of Japanese farmers there too, right?
They do. They're more than they do down here, but they're slowly dwindling away. Also, the Niseis, the generation before me,
Right.
they worked so hard. I mean, it was the Iseis and
I
Niseis
know.
laid the groundwork for us, and really
Yes.
how difficult it was. Many of the Issei farmers really didn't want their children. They didn't want the Sansei generation to be farmers. They wanted them to be educated and become
Be a doctor and lawyers.
yeah. And I think that's true of most immigrant generations. That first, second generation, they suffered so much that they want a better life for their children, thinking that a better life is not farming, because it is difficult and it's a lot of work. So I don't know why I stayed in farming. I wasn't
Well,
smart enough to get a job anywhere else, so I had to be a farmer.
well, it's in your DNA, I bet. Your
I guess so.
grandparents must be so happy. And Also, Grace, I was, you know, farming, I mean, agriculture products, food, vegetable, fruits, everything is so essential for the human being's life. And you as a farmer, do you think the government is kind of put the effort or try to help or support the farmers, or they don't care?
Uh, they, uh, they know, the government knows that
We are bad
food,
mouths about the government.
uh, food is essential. I mean,
Yes,
wars will happen over food. If you can't feed your own country, if you can't feed your neighborhood, you're going to be in big trouble. So I know the government knows that agriculture is important,
yes,
and they will do what they do what it takes to keep farms healthy and alive because
yes.
we have to
That's
feed ourselves. We have.
Yes, that's good. I heard that California's agriculture products supply almost 40% of the agriculture products in the world,
Oh,
feeding 40% of people in the world.
I mean, when you have weather, when you grow crops, 365 days a year, it's the breadbasket of the country. So Central California, California is very, very important to the nation and to the world. Yes.
Yes, yes. Wow. So anyway, the spring just starts and it's about time and it's going to be busy for you too, grandson, until the June walk the farm and then the autumn pumpkin, everything, and then the New Year, Japanese New Year. I know you have a no, mochitsuki event, pound rice cake.
That,
That's
that,
another fun thing to do, right?
that was probably my favorite event of the year.
Really?
I remember as a child growing up, I missed Motsuki one year because I was sick and I was looking out the window watching everybody have
Oh,
so much fun. But yeah, so with the Optimist Club again, we started doing a Motsuki here at the farm where we have a competition now. We have organizations come to make the kasane, so it's competition. But we do it the old-fashioned way where we actually pound the mochi, the mochi gome. We have 7 usus in progress at one
oh,
time. Last year we had over 2,000 people come
oh my
around mochi
goodness.
suki.
Yes, yes,
It's a fun time. It was really really wonderful. Brings the community together. Uh,
yes.
we have taiko that comes and performs, and it's a great way to start the new year off. Traditional mochitsuki.
Yes. So through the whole year, you start from mochitsuki, pound the rice cake. Then what's the next?
Next is really throughout the springtime. Springtime is very important.
Oh,
Uh,
really?
really when we have a lot of the cold crops coming through and the farm looks wonderful and green because all the crops coming in, and now we're transitioning to summer crops. So April, May is just a wonderful time at the farm. Everything after the spring rains and things look really good on the farm. I'm really excited about the year then. Uh, Getting a lot of the community, we do many events throughout that time. Uh, Different things, just getting community to come out to the farm.
Mm-hmm.
Easter is a big time of the year.
Oh, that's right. Pretty soon.
Easter and Mother's Day is a fun time because the mothers like the special treats for the mothers. They get to come out.
Right.
And then June, Father's Day with Walk the Farm at that time. Uh, and then summertime's always something every month. 4th of July. Uh,
Oh, that's right. That's right.
and then July, August, we're getting ready for pumpkin patch, but I like the summer also because we have watermelon and corn. So, we
How
have a
fun.
yellow watermelon that's really great. So strawberry is actually my favorite fruit. I just love strawberries, and it
Really.
seems like February, March, the strawberries taste really, really good because it takes longer for them to ripen up on the vine at that time. But then summer, I love our yellow watermelon and sweet corn or white corn. And then pumpkins it's I think pumpkin time is really the bigger than Christmas almost because
Really?
so many people love to celebrate pumpkins, Halloween,
I see.
children, all the parties and everything. So that's really our at the farm is our most important time because we do probably 40, 50% of our business during the month of October. So it's really exciting. And then,
Good.
you know,
Good. Well, after listening your whole year planning event, only thing I still want is grandson, if you can set up a small, tiny, teeny restaurant or coffee shop, that would be very nice after we tour the whole farm and sit there and enjoy the drink coffee or whatever that is. That would be very, very much of the fun. So that's my request.
uh,
Thank you
yeah.
so much, Grace. I know it's going to be a lot of work, but I will help you. Okay.
Thank you very,
Thank
thank you
you
very much.
so much. Thank you for your story.
I
And
appreciate it.
looking
Thanks for letting
forward
me
to
know.
you this spring. And we are going to have a fun tour at your farm again, too.
Thank you. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
ありがとうございました。
Bye.
Thank you so much.